Alright, today I'm going to be doing a VOD review for Reddit user DuckS4uc3. He posted on our Overwatch University asking for Ana tips. He says he's been playing a lot of her and watching a lot of guides, but he feels like he's not really getting better. And he's looking for other players to look and see if they can see anything that can help him improve. I've never done an Overwatch VOD review. I've done League of Legends before, which is easier because you have the top-down view. So, I don't know, let's just get into it. Gonna start off saying that I kind of like the comp with just the Lucio, but sometimes what people think they get over aggressive and they feel like they don't have enough heals, so they have trouble surviving with Zen Lucio. It takes a lot of coordination to run that comp without or with Zen Lucio with that little healing. But I guess Ana is a good substitute. And when you were windowed there, you could just hit Alt Enter and it'll swap from windowed to full screen. Guys, join team voice chat. I like that you say that. Sometimes people just don't join voice chat unless somebody asks them. It's a good thing to just ask people in the beginning of the map. No, don't plan to. Oh. That's interesting. I've never actually experienced somebody just say no. Usually they just ignore you. Huh. Yeah, there's not really a reason to say why. Just kind of move on. Right here, you're shooting into people that aren't really doing anything. They're not taking any damage. You might have been able to get a shot. Yeah. Might have been able to get a couple shots, a shot or two onto your Winston and D.va. As soon as the shield falls, right here, like, see how Winston was up here? He jumped up, you had some line of sight on him. Like right there, or a couple frames after this, you should have been able to scope in and just shoot him, give him 75 more health, and then maybe also get the D.va who's also sitting right here, just to make it easier. You're better off saving your sleep dart in case anybody ever dives onto you. A Hail Mary like that doesn't really help you that much, because he's whoever you hit, it's probably going to be the Reinhardt if you do hit anybody. He's going to be covered by his team, so it's not really going to do anything. This is you have good positioning here. Zen's a little slow. He's kind of far behind, but you should always know where your other support is because he's going to be the one that's keeping you alive, and you should always work to keep him alive so that he can keep you alive. And then with both of you keeping each other alive, you keep your team alive because both your healers are alive. And you see your Winston jump in, and you can hear to the left of you that a Winston landed over here. So you were a little slow to react. You just look to the left, and you see that your Zen's getting jumped on. This is good to... You could have been able to react like half a second faster, or you might have been able to get a shot on him. And a good thing to keep in mind when dealing with Winston's, since you can't shoot through him, through his barrier, you can't heal anybody, and you can't damage anybody. So if there's a Winston barrier between you and your allies, you're pretty much useless, or you're negated. And it's never ideal to run into the barrier, because that's the arena. That's where Winston gets the 1v1 you, dip in and out of the walls, and mess you up, and deny you from healing from the rest of your team. So like right here, you kind of start running into the Winston barrier to help your Zenyatta, but Zenyatta does the smart thing. He runs away, runs back like towards the spawn to get away. And right there, as soon as you step in, he steps out, and you could have been able to get a shot on him to heal him. You kind of had the right idea with your sleep dart there, because you know he's gonna want to get out. He got really deep. He hasn't used his jump in a while. But you either want to use it quickly or try and predict, like aim slightly higher. Like right before he jumped, You could have aimed about right here. I guess wait, when did you hit shift? Okay. Right about here, you should try to be looking for sleep darts. You have an ally that can help you take him out when he gets slept. I guess he's, I don't know. Right now your team is far up there, even though it's just right now only Lucio is dead. I mean not Lucio. Sorry, Zenyatta is dead, and then you and Reaper are just kind of sitting here. Unless where people die? Oh no, Winston. Oh, okay. My mistake. Okay, so Winston died at the same time. That's my bad. I should have been paying attention. Alright, you call for a regroup. That was actually a smart play. I thought that Winston was still out there. Diva's poorly positioning. Right there, you're just focusing on destroying the barrier. You're better off just healing Reaper. Reaper's really good at killing barriers, so your shot's not really going to do anything. Reaper does 180 damage per shot, so it takes him about 4 shots to break a Winston barrier by himself. He doesn't really need your extra damage to help. Just try to keep him alive. Right here, you're positioned a little poorly. You can't really see your team here, and they're all missing some amount of health. D.va's very low. So a good spot for you to position is around where Zenyatta is, which you're slowly realizing that you gotta go. Good, keep him alive. Okay, so right there. Let's see. It's good that you're healing up the D.va right here, but as soon as you see the other critical health, right now D.va is not taking any damage at all, so she's not at risk of dying. So you should just walk forward, see who's getting hit. You see that it's your Zenyatta, so you should prioritize him because he has about what is that, like 125 health right there, and that's just like one shot of anything. I think there's a Hanzo on the enemy team who can just body shot him or hit him with like a little bit of a scatter arrow, and he'd die immediately. And it's better to keep him alive than to keep your D.va above half health, because each bar is 25 HP. No, not 5. 50. 50. My bad. My bad. So she's got way over enough HP. So just focus on keeping Zen alive. Alright, now right here, as soon as you get your nano, you should say, Winston, I have nano. If you jump in, I'll boost you. However, right at the time Reaper dies, so you're probably better off just resetting. But since your team already committed to the fight, you might as well just nano boost the Winston. Alright, good sleep on him. Nade your feet. Yeah. Take a while. Alright, you need to make sure that you're calling for a reset when you already decide to reset, because your Tracer goes in expecting that she has you as backup, even though you're not there. You're just saying reset in your mind, but you're not saying it out loud. Heal him. You're just like a little slow to heal. Like as soon as you see that he's not full health, you should just quickly go to shoot him. Sorry, hit mute. I don't know if D.va is the one that's not in team chat, but assuming she is in team chat, just say, hey D.va, try and reset. Or get out.
I almost have already. You just dive on the point.
Ooh, that's not good. It's good to stay on the other side of the statue where Zenyatta is, so that you can dip inside and get a health pack if you want.
Dive on the point.
And it also denies this area of the high ground, because right now you can see that he can't see this other side of the statue, and you can see the rest of your team. Don't.
This is much better than a cabana on the beach.
It's better to go on the right side. All right. Here, I'm gonna go into game to show you this. It's not full sky. Ignore the background.
Now enter.
And I'm probably gonna have a lot of ping, so it's gonna be a little laggy, but whatever.
Never
And I also
stop
have super
fighting
high
for what you believe
speed
in.
and shit. Alright, so it's better to come out the right door, or go out the right side of the bus, because as you're walking along the bus, you can't see the point. So like if you like hug this wall, all you can really see is if there's somebody up there or if there's somebody over here, and then I guess over there, and then you walk over here, get a line of sight of the point. But if you come out the right side, you can use this as cover, see people here, and then you can just slowly progress in. Alright. You should try to be healing the D.Va right now. You're kind of waiting for your nade, which is, you probably could have got 2 shots out. Like you heal, that's good. You throw your nade, and then you just wait for the nade to land. Somebody needs to get on the point. None of you guys are on the point. That's a little strange. You should just go on the point at this point, at this time. Wait for the bubble, go to sleep. Yes. Alright, you should have already used nano since they've already decided to commit. It doesn't really matter because you won the fight anyway, but if they commit with ults and push you like that, then you want to use your nano boost, because it's better to use your nano boost and not need it than not use it and need it. In a point like that, you want to say something like, "Wait up, guys! I can't heal you. I'm pushing the cart," just so that they know to hang back a little. But yeah, you should be communicating that you have nano. Oh, good sleep dart. That you have nano. Look to your right. Your Reaper's getting hit. Don't. Okay, so what you're doing right here is you're chasing the Winston. Don't do that. Especially if you do chase him, make sure you know where he's going, because he's gonna come out through the bar saloon area. You need to communicate to your team that they're pushing too far, and that they're losing out on healing, or they're not pushing the payload, and they need to make a decision between that. Right now you're not really needed, so you're better off just going back to the payload, have 3 on. Alright, you have a pick. You should be able to hold your ult, but it's kind of bothering me that you haven't used your ult yet. You can go on the payload. It's safe for you to go on there. You should try and sleep the Rhine through his charge, because you know that he can't do anything about it. His movement's pretty predictable, and yeah, he can't block it with his shield or anything. D.va just kind of YOLO ults. Alright. That's tilting. Okay, so what you're doing is kind of bad with your positioning. I get kicked out of the game. Okay. What you want to do is use line of sight and the layout of the map to your advantage. You want to limit the amount of things that you can hit. So let's say you're here, the enemy team's coming out of their spawn there and there. and the payload was like back here or whatever. If you're standing here, the things you need to focus about, you need to focus about your D.Va, the enemies over there, the enemies over there. You need to focus about your teammates over here that maybe they got hit, maybe somebody's up here. So there's just so many things you need to focus about. But what you can do is just stand back here. You have a good line of sight on all your teammates, and you just need to look in one direction for all of them. So you can like shoot here, shoot here, shoot here maybe. Nobody should really be that far back, but you can just hit all of them from this spot. And you don't really have any enemies in line of sight, so you're not at risk of dying at all, and the enemy team doesn't know where you are. Sorry, this is loud. Go somewhere quiet. Oh, wait, I think OBS shows my cursor. Oh, this is a good point to nano boost Reaper. I don't know if this is after the new Reaper change where he has the lifesteal, because I know you mentioned that it's an old clip. But if you nano boost him, it increases his damage, and because his damage is increased, the 20% that he heals is also increased. So even if he doesn't have his Death Blossom, he could be really close to it, and he will do a significant amount of damage. Right now, Ryan probably has Earth Shatter, so you just want to get away from him. I guess he doesn't have Earth Shatter, or he doesn't want to use it. Reaper sneaks up on you. Pinata ults. Okay.
Don't die, monkey.
You still haven't used Nano Boost, which is kind of unsettling.
I've got you in my sights.
Nano Boost somebody! Now's a good chance to Nano Boost Winston, because the way... since the enemy team is in a do or die situation, they all need to be on the payload, or else the game's just going to end. And since Winston does area of effect, and he can hit up to 3 enemies at once, you can just nano boost him, and he can just hold down left click, and the enemy team can't do anything about it except get off the payload, and that's kind of what you want. Alright, so you used nano boost once that round, and it was in the last 3 seconds, and nothing happened with it. So you just need to use your ults more liberally. You can just use it on your Winston jumping in. You can use Reaper if he has like 75% ult. You can just use it to help him build up ult. You don't need to do the Death Blossom Beyblade combo every single time. Because my internet's kind of slow. I might need to pause this because buffering.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in. Adlan? Hello there.
Alright, video buffering. Gonna have to take a break. Alright, so things that I hope to see from you this round, which obviously you haven't heard what I had to say
Hello there.
as you're playing this game, so you can't make the improvements I want.
Attackers in 30 seconds.
Some more ults, definitely more ults. Quicker reactions to your teammates needing, and more communication.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Alright, so right off the bat, I don't really like your positioning. Alright, so I'm gonna go to in-game to show you what I don't like about what you did. What you were doing is you were positioning here, and somebody in your team chat called out that they have a widow, so that means you should be extra careful here. If you're standing here, a widow could just stand out there and headshot you, or body shot you and make you have to use your nade, or distract your other healer. Just better to play it safe, be somewhere else. A good spot for you to position at the start of a round is up here. You can see the choke, you can see here, but if there's like a Widow or Hanzo or anything, they can't see you outside their spawn, so you're just in a safer position. Oops. Another decent spot is here, depending on how far your team is up. If your team is up towards the choke, like here, then it's not the best spot. But if they're playing back more towards the point, then this is a good spot because you can just shoot on the point, shoot there, you can shoot there. And then if you are up here, when the enemy team all progresses past like about here, it's safe for you to just go here, assuming your entire team is on the point and there's no reason for you to shoot anybody that's over there. It's safe for you to go here and just shoot at your teammates on the point. If you drop down or you just don't want to be on the high ground at all, what you can do is just position around here. They can't see you outside the spawn, and you can just peek out here, shoot your teammates at the choke, and if they're on the point or over here, you can just shoot them here. Be safe. Shoot from here. Back to the game. Back to the review.
You're going to be okay. Heal up.
When you're playing Ana, you should try to always be behind your teammates so that you don't need to turn around and lose view of the main fight. So like right there, Zenyatta's behind you right now. You don't really want that unless you're trying to get healing from him, because if you have to turn around, you don't know if, like, let's say your Tracer just got body shot or your Soldier just lost 180 health and he's only at 20, then you need to quickly 180, see where he is, and then you just
You'll be fine.
lose focus. It's pretty safe for you to just stay over here by this door area. You don't really need to peek out over here. It's not your fault that D.va got demech there. Your team's playing very aggressive, which is kind of strange to me. What you can do is just put your mouse over an ally, and it'll say, "Come to me for healing," and then it'll put the group up symbol above your head so that your teammates know where you are, so then they can get into line of sight and get healing from you.
I will keep you healed.
If you're having trouble tracking somebody, like here you kind of just follow them around, not shooting. You could just go to scope mode and just shoot them, because it's easier to land the shots like that, even though it gives away your positioning by having a solid line that the enemies can see. It's better off to just make sure that they're all healthy instead of trying to track like that. There's a D.Va behind you. Okay, you're in a pretty bad spot right now. Alright, Nano Boost Soldier. Okay. Where is Soldier? Yeah, Soldier's up here. You should try to Nano Boost him. Even though it wasn't the most communicated ult, you should just try and, like, pretty much you're gonna die. There's a D.Va over here that's gonna wake up. There's a Lucio coming at you, and I think there might even be somebody behind you. I'm not entirely sure, but there's a lot of people around you. And you just wanna use your Nano Boost on Soldier. You don't know what's gonna happen in this fight. It's better off to just get your Nano Boost off.
كان يكرم المرء أو يهان.
Soldier might have been able to. Alright, good. So it looks like your team is winning anyway.
Helden sterben nicht.
Heal him, heal him. Don't focus on killing the people that you sleep. You have teammates for that. Focus on killing people. I mean, saving people that are low. You don't have teammates for that. People behind you. I'm not sure if you use headphones or you have your volume down or something, but you should always have your sound loud enough that you can hear. I don't know if you have like earbuds or something. What they have is the Dolby Atmos setting that you can turn on if you're just using the earbuds, and it kind of emulates surround sound. It's not the best, but it's better than having nothing. Because there are times where I notice that somebody's behind you and you don't really react to them. It wasn't. Oh, no, you do not want to fight a Reaper. If you see Reaper and he just walks by you, just run away.
How is he gonna leave when we're winning?
Why did he even leave?
My
Play
team
DC.
still needs me.
Yeah,
The
he's
most talk from your
he's
team
back
is
in
when
time though.
somebody leaves
Can we
instead
stop?
of actually
Oh, we got.
communicating.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Alright, so it's actually pretty dangerous for you to be here right now. There's a Reaper above you, top left. There's like a little platform up there. I'm pretty sure he's up there. Or maybe he's up in the window. I'm not sure where he went, actually.
Hold that corner over there.
Right now, since your spawn for the second area is so far away, it's the same as the final defense spawn. You wanna say, wait up, people died, they have the bad spawn, you wait for them. Just make sure your team knows that. Because right here, it's pretty clear that you're trying to reset, but Tracer doesn't know that. Winston might know that, I don't know, can't really tell.
You're going to be okay.
But like, if Winston's committing, you should be around the corner able to see him. Sleep, sleep. Oh. As soon as you hear die, 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 you have to like just get in your head to try for a sleep dart. If especially if he's that close to you, you just want to try your best to sleep dart him. If you miss, you die. If you don't shoot him, if you don't sleep dart at all, then you die anyway. Well, not in this case because you have the defense matrix, but it's just safer. You don't know how much defense matrix charge D.va has. You don't know anything. So because nobody's talking, so you're just better off to try and sleep him. You still have not nano boosted this round. Hopefully we don't get a repeat last time. You should be able to defend this point. This checkpoint. But Farah cannot die here. So what you want to do is just ask your Winston to, if Winston jumps in here, you nano boost him. Nano boost him. Nano boost. Nano boost. Nano boost him. He's gonna be your best target for nano boost because unless Farah has ult, then you can nano boost her. Like, if you get zoned off by a Reaper that's doing that, you need to tell your team. You need to say, Reaper's zoning me off, turn around, guys. Or something to let your team know that you're not healing them. Because they don't know that. No, don't try and kill Reaper. Save your McCree. Sorry. I pointed on my actual screen. You want to save McCree. You don't want to kill this guy. Save this guy. If you save this guy, then he can kill that guy.
I will keep you
You want to turn around, heal D.Va.
Charged.
That was kind of bad by both you and D.Va. You don't really want to run behind an Ana to get healing, and in that situation, you should turn around to heal her. What D.Va should do is just jump off the map right now, but she dies anyway, so it doesn't really matter. See, please. On your team.
So, I could do
There wasn't really any reason for you to look to your left there, unless you heard something, which I personally didn't hear anything. I could be wrong.
Some belt, no.
watching your back.
Need your feet,
Still up
need your
top,
feet.
watch out. He's gonna ult with my ult.
I've seen worse. You're going to live.
Good, nade your feet, nade your feet. We're ping that you need healing. Do something. You're low. Alright, during downtime like this, when you're not actively fighting, say, hey Genji, what's your ult at? Hey Winston, what's your ult at? Just say stuff like that. Alright, good. Use trance. Oh. No, don't run that way. You're in the wrong way. Where you want to run is either inside where Zen went, over here so you can hide on the payload, which it's not the best, but you'll survive the self-destruct. You just want to, like, I don't know, there's not really much, there's not really a spot where you can go over here that saves you. I know there's like a door, but it's further away than this door, so you're better off going here. Sorry, I don't know if OBS shows you my cursor. If I leave it in the middle of the screen and it disappears for me. One thing that I like to do is you need to decide when you're deciding which spawn door to come out of, you need to pay attention to what lines of sight there are coming from each door. So your team was fighting, I think, around here, and you chose to come out this door. When you come out this door, the line of sight that you have is very limited unless the payload's very far up. But if you come out this door, you can see through that door, you can see through there. Okay. Whoops. Change that. Work.
Now entering King's Row.
Never stop fighting for what you
Spawn.
believe in.
Just have a better line of sight. Like you can peek through this window if you really have to. Somebody's standing here, you can see him. And you just come out this door. Walk here. Go here. And also another thing that if you want to, like there's not immediate action going on, you can walk over here. And then you can be on the high ground, which just limits the amount of enemies, or the different types of enemies that can reach you. Or it makes them harder to reach you. Because they have to use a movement ability to get to you.
Ripper's gonna ult, watch out.
Nano boost. Keep Winston alive. Nano boost gives you, gives the target resistances, so you wanna. Major feed. Nano boost. Oh, it's so late. If you had just gotten nano boost then, that would have been a good time to nano boost, but you've had it for like 5 minutes. No, you've had it for like 8 minutes. Not 8 minutes, more like 7. Maybe 6:30. But yeah, you could definitely have to nano boost more.
Score 3-3.
Healers suck. He's not completely wrong.
Prepare your defenses.
I personally wouldn't say outright say healers suck, but you are messing up a little.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
Really want to see a nano boot, more than one nano boost this round. Actually, it's only 2 minutes, so one nano boost is okay, but I would like to see 2.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Watching your back.
Already went over the positioning I'd like to see from you.
3, 2, 1.
Like right here, it's just, oh my god.
Defend objective A.
Do not do that. Holy crap. Do not just stand out in the open to answer a message. If you're gonna answer a message, you want to go way in the back. Oh god, that is just ballsy. You don't, you're scaring me.
You're going to.
Call it that there's a soldier there.
The pain.
Or Genji. Dude, there's a
Genji's behind.
guy's getting you. It's a little late.
30 seconds.
Like soldier probably, I wouldn't be surprised if soldier didn't know.
This will only hurt.
He's up there.
Oh. Need your feet, need your feet, need your feet. No, need yourself. Or ping, ping. You need to ping that you need healing. Actually, I don't think you even have a second healing. You have a smith.
I lost the pen.
Oh no.
You're going to be okay.
Need to heal Vera. If you see the red plus on somebody, you just gotta heal them.
Tranquility.
Probably could have done a little more healing, something to give yourself the ability to not use your nano boost for an entire round.
Sides.
But you won the round, that's all that matters. They didn't get above a tick, so it's all worked
Prepare
out.
to attack. Select your hero.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
Not sure. Oh no, the round was only 1 minute.
One of the healers
I
needs to
require healing.
DPS.
Yeah, I will.
Soldier would be good. Alright, that's good.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Hello there. Alan?
Ready for combat operations.
I've taken your opinion under advisement.
Get back in the fight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
I got a 12.
Healing in hand. You're going to be okay.
Got your healing.
Car in the back.
Turn around, there's a Reaper behind you, Reaper behind you.
Oh.
It's safer to, instead of trying to go for like body shots on the nades, it's safe to just throw it at the ground. I think I just got ult in my custom game. Okay. It's safe to just throw it at the ground because you won't really miss it, and you also have a chance of hitting yourself with it, so then you can get back to full HP. Right there, you probably could have been able to get a shot on a.
He brought him back.
I don't know who it was actually. Dougie? Your Reaper. You might have been able to get a shot off on him here when you're like hiding from Reaper, but Reaper knows you're there. He's gonna find you. Safe to just die here. Don't wanna draw out your death.
I'll rest on
Right there, you want to communicate that you're dead, so that your team isn't expecting heals from you. Gotta pop it off. Reaper. Somewhere to your right. Alright, smart of you to go over there.
This is going to hurt.
Bad spot, but. What are we at? Oh no, your nade doesn't work on turrets. Don't do that.
Watching your back.
In the round. Alright, so key things you need to work on is you need to nade yourself more. You need to
4 to 3.
use nano boost. I think you use nano boost twice. About 20 minutes of gameplay. The second defense, that's acceptable because yeah, it's acceptable to not use it during the 1 minute round because it's only a minute. Probably could have gotten it if you were quicker to react to shooting. Yeah, and just you want to think about limiting enemies can see you. Alright, so I already recorded this by accident. I didn't swap scenes, so it's just me recording it over the YouTube video. I'm just gonna walk through the map and showcase where I personally would position. Now, positioning is very situational, but these are good spots to keep in mind. We're gonna pretend that we're on. Go with offense first. Going to be on offense. You're going to come out the right door or on the right side of the bus, and you can just position here, shoot on the point, shoot your team. As your team moves up and gives you more room to work with, you can come around here, use the statue as cover. Shoot here, shoot here, here, shoot here. Gives you a good line of sight of the point. Let's see, cap the point. You move up. You can stay back here. Let's say the payload's here, but the enemy team is moving up, or your team's moving up. On your first offense, your team was moving up pretty far, and you just want to make sure that you communicate, like, I'm on the payload, I can't see you guys, so back up a little, because they're pushing a little too far and getting out of your line of sight. Usually you have a Lucio that'll stay on the cart, so you can go up more. Alright, so say payload moved up to here, and they're contesting it. A good spot for you to position is back here, because the enemy team shouldn't be able to see you unless they have somebody up there, which you can just communicate to your team that somebody's there. And then your team should probably be standing about here, so you can just communicate. You can just see your team here, and if somebody moves up, you can either communicate that they're going too far, or you can just step out over a little and just heal them. And then peek back if you don't need to heal them anymore. A payload up here, position back here, heal your team. Slowly peek out as your team moves up, and then eventually you're gonna fully out here. Payload over here, in position here. Use this as cover. Make sure that you want to try to not look at the enemy team at all, or look at you. Say payload moves up here. Pretty sure this thing goes away. I'm not entirely sure. Position back here. This is cover. If that stays, then you can use it as cover for. I can call out if anybody's up there. Payload moves up here. Stay around this corner. Shoot here, shoot your team. And then slowly move up. Payload moves around here. You can stay back here. Shoot. Just like all the other positions, you slowly move up as your payload moves up. And then payloads further down the line. You can come out here, shoot, shoot. This is good if a lot of the enemies are standing by this spawn door or over here. Because if somebody's standing there, they have a line of sight on you. But if, let's say, their soldier or if they have a Widowmaker or Hanzo is setting up on the left, you can position here. So then you're covered there. Shoot here. But you need to make sure that nobody sneaks up through here. Shoot your team. Now we're gonna go to defense. Defense. Alright, so I think I talked about this. How I like to defend is my ping spiking. It's not good. So just stand around here. If you need to, you can move up, shoot. I'm lagging, so it's not going to be the best example. Shoot. Try and tell your team not to push up too far because you're scared of a Widowmaker or anything for whatever reason. You don't want to show where your position is. And then as the enemy team progresses through there, they can see you if you're standing right here. So you just back up into this corner, shoot here. Make sure you communicate that your team that they can't go too far up. Alright, so if they cap the point, they payloads here. You can position back here, shoot your team. Payload. Payload is up here, shoot your team. Move up if you have to. It's here. Position back here. And then let's say you get a team wipe and you have some time to move around. What you can do is back up here, walk up the stairs, and get up here. And it's harder for enemies to reach you. Like if they have a Reaper or something, then he'd have to teleport up here. Genji would have to use his dash or double jump. Tracer would have a much more trouble with you, because she would have to either walk through here or walk the same path that we took up here. And it's just the enemies need to invest more into reaching you, or yeah, that's pretty much what they just need to invest more to reach you. Okay. Lose this checkpoint. Payloads around here. Teams here. Stand here. Shoot your team. Also stand around this corner if you want. So go around this area. Make sure you communicate your team doesn't go too far up. Here. Back up here. Team can't see you. Enemy team can't see you. You can see your team here. Move up if your team dives forward. But if they go any further than you can see, don't risk your positioning for it, unless it's a do or die situation. And then payloads up here. You can just stand back here, or better spot's probably over here. Just make sure that your team knows that if you go around the corner over here, you can't see past them. You can't see them and you can't heal them. Alright, that's really all I have to say about positioning. Just make sure that you use your ult more and you're quicker to react. Like if you see somebody, like if you're shooting someone here, then you see Winston come out and he's super low, then you gotta quickly flick, start healing him. And another tip that I don't know if you were utilizing, you can just hold down left click or whatever button you use to shoot, and it'll shoot as fast as the gun does. As fast as the gun is possible to shoot. So you don't need to individually click if the target's not moving or is big enough that you don't really need to aim like a Winston. So it's just good to keep your rate of fire at maximum. Alright, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching.